Good morning, Meridian, and welcome to the Meridian Chamber's Business Buzz program sponsored by TDS Fiber. Joining me today is Carter Ballenger with Ballenger Insurance. Welcome, Carter.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you. So, Carter, tell us a little bit about Ballenger Insurance and your company history.
So we've been around forever.
Okay.
We're new to the Meridian Chamber, Meridian area. I'm trying to get into here, but we've been in Nampa for 67 years. So it's a family company. I'm fourth generation. Right now at the helm is second generation Mike Ballenger, and then my cousin John. He's third generation.
So, family business.
Yep.
Yeah, excellent. So, what type of insurance agency are you?
So we're an independent agency.
Okay.
We can talk about that a little bit later. What we do is property casualty. And we've been around writing for businesses, commercial and personal. That's mostly what we do.
Okay. So what's the difference between an independent insurance agent and one that's maybe under just one banner?
Yeah. There's so many benefits. Some of the bigger direct writers, what they call those are captive agencies. Those are like your Allstates, your State Farms, your Farmers, and your Farm Bureaus. Big difference between us is we have about 20 markets that we work with. And if you don't like, one price or you have a problem with one company, you don't have to leave us. If you like our service, we can just pick you up and put you into a different company without really having to change much.
So what's some of the companies that you represent?
So we have about 20 across our lines, but the big competitive ones right now are Safeco, Travelers, Autoowners, Acuity, and then United Heritage. Those are the big five right now.
Okay. So what types of insurance line coverages then do you primarily work with?
So we work with most of them. The big one that we are good at is commercial. So we're large, medium, and small commercial. We do all those lines. And then your home, your auto, your umbrella, your boat, your toys, all that. The only thing we really don't touch is health insurance or
Okay.
Medicare.
Okay. So what are some of the common misconceptions that you hear in the insurance world that people kind of get confused on?
Well, so many. But the big one that I hear a lot is, well, I have full coverage. And that's a little bit of a deeper topic. Full coverage just means that you have comprehensive and collision coverage on your auto with liability. You've heard people say, oh, I just have liability on a car. Maybe it's older. You don't have a loan on it. The liability limits still may be really bad, even if you have full coverage.
Yeah.
All full coverage means is if you get in a crash, they'll give you some money for your car on the back end. But you can still ride around with the state limits of 25, 50, and 15 and consider that full coverage.
It's pretty low limits.
Right. So when somebody says, oh, I have full coverage, I'm good. Well, yes, but what are your liability limits? Maybe those still need to be looked at.
Okay. So what coverages do you see that most homeowners kind of miss that they should be looking at?
Right. So the biggest losses that occur here in Idaho, we deal with probably a couple a week, are water damages. A lot of people don't know that basic homeowners insurance doesn't cover all types of water damage. So the big one that we see missing on a lot of policies that we look at when we're trying to write somebody is missing seepage and leakage coverage. A lot of people don't know that if water is hidden or not found from a sudden burst, that's not covered in your normal homeowners insurance unless you have that endorsement. So big example, had a client with 2 weeks ago, they went on vacation in Hawaii. They came back and the refrigeration line was not installed properly on their refrigerator, so the ice maker was dripping water. When they peeled it back and finally found the water, there was about $12,000 worth of damage leaking right on the wood, but you would have never found it because it wasn't a bursting pipe.
Yeah.
If they didn't have that endorsement that I had asked them to put on there, it wouldn't have been covered. So a lot of people don't understand that if it's not from a bursting pipe, sometimes the insurance companies should deny that.
Okay. So everyone's seen a rapid increase in their home values through the valuation and things like that. Many people may have bought their home years ago and saw one price of what it would cost to replace that years ago. Today, that's very different. How do I know if I'm sufficiently covered with my home? And I've been in my home for almost 8 years. We've done some remodel. What do I do to go through a process of making sure I'm sufficiently covered?
It's definitely worth doing an audit. Talking to your agent, you need to go, hey, can you run this through your replacement cost estimator? And the agent will know that. It's just a tool that each insurance company gives them to say, hey, here's all the features of the home. This is what we think it would cost to rebuild. And sometimes the differences we're seeing is about $300,000 on some homes. They get the insurance to the loan value when they buy the home 5 years ago, but loan value is a lot different than the replacement cost now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inflation's gone up 7% this year, and cost of labor and cost of materials has all gone up. So, we'll see a home that's insured at $600,000, and it might be $900,000 to rebuild now. That's something that you just need to talk to your agent with and say, hey, run this through, and what do you think it's worth now? Here's some new pictures.
So at Ballenger, do you reach out to your clients and ask for those type of things on a regular basis?
Yeah, one of the cool things about our preferred carriers like Autoowners, Travelers, Safeco, United Heritage, they put an inflation guard on their policies already, so they automatically increase home value by about 3 to 4%. And then if we have
been low around here,
right, exactly. So what we'll do is, if cost of reconstruction has gone up, because we get a report of what reconstruction costs are for each insurance company, we'll go back and we'll say, hey, per square foot, this isn't enough. We need to bump this back up, and we usually do that at the renewal period, about a month out.
Okay. Is there anything new the insurance world that we should be aware of? Anything going on? Any major changes?
Yeah. So the big one that's really coming about, becoming more prevalent, a lot of businesses and homeowners really need to start looking at cyber coverage. For the business, it's pretty clear because there's tons of phishing attacks. People are trying to get into your email systems, asking for invoices. Quick example: we had a construction company last year who had a spoofed invoice from one of their subcontractors. The controller of that company sent it out, and they lost $100,000 to a phishing email. They did not take cyber coverage when we had offered it, but guess who has cyber coverage now? And then what's new coming up with some of the carriers that we have on the homeowner side is actually cyber protection for the homeowner. It's an endorsement that you can put on your policy or a separate policy depending on the company. If you're working from home or you have a home business, you want to protect your stuff because small business owners are the biggest target.
Sorry, my phone was ringing.
Oh, no problem. Even if you get a small commercial cyber policy, if you were running a business from home, maybe you're an architect or something like that, you're the hacker's biggest target because your information systems and your data systems aren't as graduated as a big company.
Right.
So
back on your cyber protection for businesses, what's covered in that? I mean, that company, if they would have had the cyber protection, would that financial loss have been covered, or is it just mainly cover the equipment that may be damaged or things like that?
no, so yeah, the financial loss that would occur. Some of the biggest ones, so phishing attacks, data breaches that maybe
Ransom?
Yep, ransomware attacks. Yeah, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Even not even employee dishonesty, but just an unaware employee like that one sending out the invoice to the wrong person. If it was due to a malicious attack online, there would be coverage for that. And so it keeps people afloat if they have a huge financial loss like $100,000.
Okay. So what to expect with the price increases in Idaho going forward? I mean, I moved here from Oklahoma. I saw a dramatic decrease in my home insurance just because we don't have natural disasters and things like that. What do you see as impacting the insurance increases in Idaho?
So right now, we're historically ranked between 47th and 49th in home insurance costs, and that's due to population and natural disasters. The natural disasters won't really change, knock on wood, based on Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing is with the given increase of population, there's going to be more theft, bigger accidents, more accidents, and insurance premiums are based off of zip code. So as more people come into your zip code and more claims are paid, your premiums will go up as a result of that. And then on the other end, with the auto side and the home insurance side, reconstruction of cars, if they're totaled, is just getting so high that premiums have to go because $500 deductible is not going to cut.
$500 doesn't cover, a scratch on the bumper today.
Right. So, as we become a more populous state with more people in this region, at least in the Meridian, Boise, Nampa area, we're becoming an urban area, and you're going to start seeing more urban pricing. So
Okay. So Carter, if someone was looking to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to find you or to reach out to you?
Yeah, so the best way to reach me directly is my email. It's carter@ballengerinsurance.com. It's really simple. And then we also have an office number, which is 208-466-8944. And then the best way to just check us out is to look us up on Google. We're really visible. So,
Okay. BallengerInsurance.com.
yeah, super
All right.
easy.
Well, hey, very great information, and thanks for joining us.
Hey, I really appreciate it.
Thank you. So be sure and join us this Friday morning in person for our first Friday networking event at Morton & Company. No fooling. It's April Fool's Day, but we're really having it. Next week on Business Buzz, we'll have First Colony Mortgage and the Meridian Main Street Market. So have a great week, Meridian. Thank you.